Steve Bolin remembers living in Los Angeles as a young gay man while the sexual revolution swept over America.
I was quite the party boy in the 60s and 70s. The disco explosion and all that, it was pretty much wide open and everybody was having a good time.
For Bolin, the good times came to an end one day in 1983 when he was diagnosed with AIDS. At the time, there was no effective treatment. 28 years later, Bolin is still going strong, thanks to the cocktail of pills he takes daily, highly effective medications that have turned HIV/AIDS into a manageable chronic disease. But those drugs are enormously expensive, and some Americans without adequate insurance cannot afford them.
This year, we reached a point where there were 10,000 people who either were on a waiting list or were permanently eliminated from access to the AIDS Drug Assistance Program. That's by far the highest level we have ever had.
Free testing for HIV, the virus that causes AIDS, is widely available. But despite dramatic advances in testing and treatment and decades-long education campaigns urging people to use condoms for sex and not to share needles when taking drugs, the number of new cases of HIV/AIDS remains stubbornly high. Public health agencies say every year 50,000 more people in the United States are infected with HIV. That figure has barely budged in the past 12 years. Most new infections are among men who have sex with other men. African Americans and Latinos are disproportionately infected with HIV.
Where you find very high rates among African Americans, about 1 in 16 black men having a likelihood of becoming infected in their lifetime, and 1 in 32 black women.
Linnea Garbett has lived with HIV all her life. She was infected by her HIV-positive mother before birth.
I honestly never expected to be 25 years old. I didn't think I would make it.
She speaks often before youth groups to encourage safer sex, but she says many of her peers aren't scared of the disease.
They're thinking, oh, if I do get it, I'll just take the pills and I'll be all right. The fact that people see the treatment and think that the virus is nothing to worry about anymore is not going to stop. It's not going to slow the virus. It's not going to stop transmission rates. And that scares me.
30 years on, AIDS is still spreading, and only changes in behavior will stop it. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Los Angeles.